Okay, Mr. Minnick showing my ComSci 101 students how to start up a project that they saved in an earlier session another day of the week. Well, you have to make sure that it's on your desktop or somewhere in your documents folder, not on your X drive, because it probably won't execute if it's on your, whatever they call it, the X drive here on the university. So drag and drop it, copy and paste it somewhere so it's on the local hard drive of the machine you're sitting on. And then find that folder, the project folder. In this case, I'm pretending that I want to open up the project called A1. Double click it. And double click, well, if you're not in the right mode, change it to where it's Windows 7 or Windows 8 shows you details. And when you're in details, the file that has this little symbol on it, and it's also over here called solution file. You double click it. Don't send me this as an email attachment. It doesn't help me. It's really stupid stuff. It's a bunch of text, which if I had the time to open it up in like Notepad, you'll see it is not source code. It is not code like see out hello world. It is something ugly that if opened up with a text editor, like or even Microsoft Word. Okay, sorry about that confusion. I just remembered. You can always go to the Start menu and open up like a text editor like WordPad or Notepad or something. Here, I'm opening up WordPad. It's kind of a text editor. And I'm just going to browse here and do a file open and open up my solution file. Just to prove to you the bigger picture here that if you email this to me, it doesn't help. The solution file on my desktop here for assignment 1 is this, it doesn't even show it as a legal openable document, so I had to force it to show me this solution file right here. And look at this jumble stuff. Like, this isn't see out hello world. This helps me none. So don't upload that to Angel ever, and don't email it to me because I can't help you with it. But what you're doing is this file knows how to open up your project. So by double clicking it, it launches you into Visual C++, Visual Studio. You just say yes to all security warnings and stuff, or cancel, whatever. And it opens it up, and it should not say load failed. Okay, right now we're going to do exercise 2 off of Variable Worksheet number 5. I'm going to help you get started here on this very intimidating early in the semester experience of writing a program that follows specs. Even though you're doing assignment 2 right now on your own time, this is like a scaled down version of assignment 2, we'll say. If I really wanted to take the time right now in video, I would read this, analyze it, think it out in my head, talk out loud, but let's assume we're past the first step of the programming process and we need to write pseudocode. So pseudocode, probably best written in the program WordPad, opens up quicker than Word. Let's see, what's something I need to do here? I need to allow the user to input something, allow user to input number of type of car, number of two-door cars, vehicles, and allow user to input number of more than two-door vehicles. So input always comes first before computation. And the prices are built into the specs here, that's great, but then I need to compute the cost, the overall cost. Well, that's going to be a matter of breaking it down into steps. So the first handle two-door cost computation. And maybe I like indent here, it's pseudocode, I can do whatever the heck I want. Take num cars times, well, what's the price up here of each two-door car? Oh, $10 a piece for washing. So, I guess that would be number of cars times $10. And then let's do our more than two-door section. And that computation is the number of, and I'll just call that big cars, times the price per big car, 15 bucks. And I guess we got to add it all together. So I, add add previous totals. Yeah, hey, this is pseudocode. You can't sue me for having my own creative wording as long as I understand it's basically good. And then what do you got to do? Oh, cost the charity $200 to rent the location. And it cost them in supplies $3 per car. Wow, this is like a word problem in middle school or maybe high school. So, grand total previously calculated minus $200, but minus, okay, well that takes care of to absorb facility rental. Okay, spelling doesn't count right now, I'm under time pressure. Then take that total minus $3 per car. So you take that 3 times, this is the hard part, the total number of cars, unless the specs say that a big car takes more than $3 worth of rags and soap solution. No, it doesn't. Huh. I wonder how they make big cars as clean as they make it using the same number of rags. Well, anyway, that's the specs that's given to me. And that's about it. We don't even have to round the final answer or print some nice looking ASCII art kind of thing. I'm done. But I do have to display the result. The amount made by the fundraising organization. Clean this up in better wording and then go to bed, because the next day you have to turn this into code. Oh, this is an assignment for homework, so you do have to finish it right now. So turn this into code. This would be something like cn num two-door cars, using a good style for the variable that I created. I'll let you do the line of code that this turns out to be. This mess, some people, calculations of this complexity, some people do it in one stinking line of code. In fact, some people, they do all of that in one line of code. It's very long and horizontally extended, but with extra parentheses added for order of operations, it works. Other people, they're like me. They cut their steak up into little pieces first, and they need extra variables, like, well, num two-door cars, num two-door cars, times 10. Oops, wrong, there we go. Sorry about that, I copied and pasted the wrong thing, but one more. So they rewrite this, they retype it, whatever. But what are you going to do with that? You can't just write a line of code like that and put a semicolon and think it's going to work. No way. You need a variable into which you put that calculated number. So you need a recipient variable. You need maybe like subtotal for two-door cars. You know, a variable name that you made up that's different from like the other people in this class. And now we have a good assignment statement that works from right to left, where that multiplies into that. But where's this come from? Oh, that's the number that was inputted by the user because cn is up above this. Whoa. So this just works. It works magically for any number inputted to the program that's less than 2 billion. And it gets stored there. Now what data type is this? Is it int or double? And we didn't even talk about declaring variables. I don't usually declare variables in my pseudocode because that's like a given. But if you want to be a complete person, you would say declare all necessary variables and constants up here. And maybe you'd even write one line of pseudocode for each one. And tell me whether it's an int or a double up front. Well, really, you're telling yourself. So, a perfectionist, instead of hard-boiling the 10 in there, he or she would have a constant called, in all capital letters, like price per two-door car. And then this would still be a variable like it is with the right naming scheme, and this would be a variable, And this would be a double. Up above, it would be double subtotal for two-door cars equals 0. If I get my variable names right. And then you would do something similar here for big cars, but put 15 in as your constant for this. Then you would add all the previous subtotals. So you'd have a line of code that's like grand total, something like this, capital T for good style, equals this subtotal plus the other subtotal that, well, we didn't do there because I'm not doing everything in this video for you. Now that we have that grand total, we need to subtract $200 from it. Ooh, we could use the compound operator. Grand total minus equals 200 would be a slick way to do that. But if you're not slick, you would use an old-fashioned longer assignment statement. You can take a variable and subtract 200 from it, and then put that result from right to left back into the original variable. You can do that, but it's slicker to do minus equals. Now we have to take away the $3 per total number of cars and make another whole variable, maybe called grand total, grander total. Maybe you have a variable called grander or grandest or grand total 2. Or maybe, like I said, you reuse the same variable in a long, ongoing kind of thing. So you figure out how to then subtract 3 minus the total number of cars. It's all just algebra, doing it in the right order and the right steps. And then don't forget to see out your final answer and put a $ sign in front of it because, you know, it's American money, not euros or pesos or something. Okay, good luck with that. That's assignment. That's an exercise off of